where we were going to start was with why do people feel like we're
in a housing bubble?
And why are we overpaying for properties? Like, I get that all the time. I am not going to overpay. I want to wait. I don't want to buy right now. I want to wait for the bubble to go away.
We, back by popular demand.
Yes.
What kind of feedback did you get from the last video we did?
I had several people reach out, mostly mortgage lenders, thanking us for debunking online lenders.
Oh, what's funny is I saw a guy at church and he's like, "Hey, I saw you in Micah's video." I'm like, "Oh, really? You saw me in Micah's video? Cool." That was our video.
What can I say? I'm kind of a big deal.
You are kind of a big deal. All right, so today's video for you viewers, I'll talk to you. I kind of want to do it like three fears that I think buyers have right now.
Yeah.
And it's going to spill over into sellers and things like that. And like last time, Micah and I talked a little bit in the pregame. But one of the things you brought up, so I want to let you lead, is we talked about interest rates.
Yeah.
What was the question I asked you when we were talking?
Well, basically, where we were going to start was with why do people feel like we're
in a housing bubble?
And why are we overpaying for properties? Like, I get that all the time. I am not going to overpay. I want to wait. I don't want to buy right now. I want to wait for the bubble to go away. I want to wait for the housing. I'm not going to pay that much for this house. I feel like it's too much. Mm-hmm. So many different versions of the same thing of everything costs too much. So what are you doing to advise your buyers on that?
Okay, so if we're talking about overpaying, this is a little bit of tribute, pour some out for my homies, to my wife, because her biggest fear, she said,
shots fired.
I love you, girl. I don't want to overpay for a house. So this is one of the things I think is fundamental for us to understand. What is overpaying versus what is market value? Ooh. Because as realtors, we represent market value. Kind of what's that look like? So, way I explained it to her. If you want to buy a $300,000 house, okay, and you want to spend $600,000 on it just because you got the money, that's stupid, but that would be overpaying.
That'd be like going to Domino's and the pizza you order is $25. That's the market value of the pizza. But hey, I'm going to pay you $40 for that pizza. That's overpaying. Right. The market value says it's worth $25.
Right. So the things I think people have to realize is if and in this market, as well as I do, a $300,000 house, it's probably going to go for $320,000, especially if it's really nice. Yeah. So if you come in at $320,000, it might be more than you want to pay. Yeah. But if there's 3 or 4 other people that are willing to pay that amount for you, congratulations, that is not overpaying. that's what market value looks like.
Yeah, 100%.
So market value versus overpaying, we gotta realize what reality is with that.
Right. Well, and how I debunk that is I switch it around and I say, well, guys, your interest rates are so low, you're actually saving money, even though you're paying more over the 30-year loan term, even 15-year loan term. You're actually saving money. Okay, I printed out this little document. I actually just Googled how much does 1% in difference in a mortgage rate make. On a $200,000 loan, 1% makes a $239 per month difference. I don't know about you, but I'd rather get a lower interest rate like we have right now and put that $239 towards the principal instead of paying an inflated interest rate.
Right, and like we talked about earlier, like in the 80s, now I know houses cost less, but I mean, we had a lender the other day talking about she bought a house in the 80s and she was paying 7% interest. Yeah. Which she thought was great. Yeah. And so I think another thing people have to realize is that, you might be paying a little bit, we'll call them inflated prices right now, but you're able to buy more of a house and save the money on the back end with interest rates.
That's exactly right. And I feel like it's kind of a no-brainer. Yes, things are costing more, but your dollar is stretching further to provide more towards your principal. And like $239 a month for 30 years. Let me bust up my calculator right here. So $239, how many years a month is that? 360 months? times 360, that is over $86,000 in interest you would save. Wow.
Because you paid $20,000 more than you thought
right. So
you needed to.
You actually saved $66,000.
By buying today at $20,000 above.
Yeah. Yeah. You've saved $66,000.
Congratulations. Micah just saved you $66,000.
You're welcome.
Okay, but here's another thing. So.
Okay.